didn't love myself, and you give power and influence to the wrong people. Look how it turns out. You have to hype yourself up and nobody else on the external side to keep up. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Ascension with V. I am your host, Stashia Jeanette, aka V. But today is just going to be kind of like another little story time, a little journey with me, a little dive into my world kind of episode. I'm sure you guys have seen the series of kind of behind the scenes videos of where I was in the hospital and the things that I have going on with trying to understand the SMA syndrome and all the craziness that's been back and forth kind of with that. And also the Nutcracker syndrome situation and all of this as a whole. So basically where I'm at currently right now is I saw my GI doctor a couple of days ago, and we're going off of the CT scan that already showed that I had the distension, duodenal distension, signifying SMA syndrome, and we're kind of using that as that coupled with my symptoms of getting full fast, my symptoms of the nausea if I overeat, not even really overeat, but if I allow myself to eat to fullness without doing what I'm having to do now, which is essentially living off of these Boost and Kate Farm drinks. But the Boost drinks, I'll have to sip a little bit here, like one or two sips, wait 5 minutes, take another one or two sips, wait 5 minutes. Essentially, I'm drinking this over an hour to make sure that I'm not having this like volume backup that causes me to feel nauseous and causes pain. We're kind of using that symptom coupled with the CT scan of what was found with the duodenal distension and the duodenal distension signifying the SMA syndrome as the diagnosis that we're going with. Poorly executed X-ray situation that I had, because I went into it, I hadn't eaten for 3 days, 4 days maybe at the time that I had had this test done. No food, no intake, no food, no water intake. At that time, I hadn't been hooked up to my IV fluids because they thought that they thought I was just going to be, an in and out case, that I was just going to be watched overnight and then kicked out. But that's not what ended up happening. So the orders didn't really change immediately until I kind of sat down with my hospitalist. I was like, I feel like SpongeBob out of water. I need some, I need some water. Yeah, the IV fluids didn't come to like day three and a half, day four. So whatever time I had this test, I hadn't been hooked up to the IV fluids. So I was super dehydrated and my nausea was at an all-time high at the time, and I wasn't able to intake anything. And then on top of that, they rolled me down there, and the wheelchair ride down to the testing facility almost took me out in terms of the nausea. So I was in terrible condition going into this test, and then they wanted me to drink this like eight ounce cup of, I think it was iodine, and it tasted like Everclear. If you've never had Everclear, it tastes like pure gasoline, and that's what it felt like I was having to try to choke down and prevent from throwing up so we could do this damn test. And all with a radiologist who, bless his heart, was trying the best to his ability to see what it is that people with really trained eyes really need to be looking at for this test. Um, his confidence level was not and then he wanted me to drink more and more of this stuff in order to get a really good look at the area that we were looking for, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So the entire test was just kind of like F to begin with because I couldn't drink all of the stuff. It wasn't even like the normal solution that they were supposed to use. And my condition was poor going into it. So we're kind of disregarding that and going off of the definitive find from the CT scan plus with the symptoms that I'm dealing with currently, and kind of rolling with that as this is what I'm dealing with. And also back in 2024, Everybody asked me, like, are you on Ozempic? Like, Ozempic wasn't even a thing in 2024 because I went from being like really chunky because of all the medications and stuff that I was on, and because I was still drinking alcohol at the time, to being like the size that I am now. I think the lowest that I got down to at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024 was like 121 pounds. And I'm 5'7", so like I looked like a skeleton. I'm sure you guys remember it. It was while I still had my Bantu knots and everything, and also while I was just wearing my afro out like dry as shit because I didn't have anybody to do my hair and I didn't know how to do my own hair. So I was just thugging it out. Plus, again, I was going through what I'm going through now, but I didn't know what was the cause. Anyway, so it's not the first time that I've dealt with this, and I do feel like there's this thing cyclically with me that this happens where March through May is a rough time, and I think it's my Saturn time. I think there's always something that's going on in my chart. I know it's Saturn related, where March through May is a rough time for me health wise. And so I'm hoping that once I get out of May's clutches, once I get out of the drifty, the turbulent waters of May's clutches, that by June I'll be able to kind of resume some normality in my eating, my normality in my life in general, and the things just going off of previous year's patterns. This is kind of how it's been for me, where I didn't really do anything. I kind of just fell back. I wasn't eating a lot back in 2024. I got full quickly, and um, I kind of same situation that I'm in right now. But eventually, it just kind of I went back to normal. Um, but where I'm at currently with it is pretty much the same. I'm having to learn to adjust to not eating everything quickly like you normally eat. You sit down, you eat, because you're hungry, and then you stop once you're no longer hungry. Well, like that's not what I'm having to do now. I'm having to, like I said, do this with the drinks, do it every sip. And so every 5 minutes, over like an hour and a half. Or if it's solid foods, and when I mean solid, I'm doing like GI soft diet, where now I kind of have this soup that I've made of vegetable broth and angel hair pasta, angel hair rice noodles, and some baked tofu that I'll cut up in squares into it, right? But it's just like small amounts that I'm having to do over this time span. And it's a mind trip because you're hungry. I'll be super, super hungry. And I'm having to tell my mind, like, no, 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 we can't just guzzle food like we want to, because we're not capable of doing that at this moment without some side effects, some backlash from it. That's been the biggest adjustment of things, and I want to put the disclaimer out there because you guys watch me every week. You see me, and I know you guys are going to start noticing, like, oh, there's weight loss, or there's this, that, and the third going on. I can't do anything about what I'm dealing with right now. I can't do anything about, I also have human design alternating appetite. And so I do feel like that kind of also is playing into it, but it's just a cyclical thing that I'm going through, and I'm having to deal with it. But I wanted to tell you guys firsthand kind of what's going on, so you're not coming up with your own story. You're not coming up with your own stories. I'm not on Ozempic. I'm not on Ozempic. I've never been on Ozempic my entire life. That's not it at all. I'm not anorexic. I'm not doing it purposely. I don't have any mental issues that I'm dealing with right now, although your girl is tired of fighting. Again, I'll be completely transparent. Like, not like, oh, I'm tired of fighting like in some weird morbid way, but like this is just realistic shit. I came out the womb having to fight for my life, not breathing for 7 minutes, and the resuscitations, and most people don't experience a resuscitation in their life at all, let alone like multiple times or multiple near death experiences. Your girl is racking up numbers over here. And at one point in time in my life, I was having two surgeries a year. At one point, it was like back to back. I had two surgeries in a year for 2 years, and every year I've had a surgery for the last 15 years of my life, and I'm tired. Like that's going through one surgery in people's lives is a lot. It's overwhelming. It's exhausting. But to go through frequent, multiple health issues, and you've got, oh, this is a rare condition, and oh, this is a rare condition, and oh, rare this, rare that, rare this, rare, rare, rare. It's overwhelming for just one rare thing. You have to battle the doctors to get them to believe this is what's happening, with your body, and this is what's going on, and these are the symptoms, right? That alone, just for one thing, is a lot. But like everything for your entire existence, it's something that you got to battle for people to believe. You got to advocate here. You got to fight for this here. You got to be, you know, in warrior mode all the time. You're in the ring constantly, Muhammad Ali style, constantly, and the bell doesn't ring, right? This is what I mean. Like I'm tired. Like I'm not a quitter. You understand what I'm saying? That's not it. But like I'm tired. And this is just some real shit. I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting, and I'm tired of like having to be strong, and I'm tired of having to deal with the corruption with healthcare. And I think that's a very realistic thing. You're gonna see me cry frustrated tears because this is it's real when you've spent your entire life having to fight for just your basic your basic existence to survive. When you've had to spend every moment of your life trying to just make it, trying to just do basic things, trying to just function like a normal person. It takes a toll on you. Like it's not something that goes without, having an effect. So this is just me being 1,000% real and telling y'all, like go easy on me if I'm not responding in timely manners, or if I'm, just going within to try and deal with everything that I'm going through at the moment, because it is hard. It's hard. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. More than anything, it's frustrating. And this is just me being honest. I think there is a really unrealistic picture painted of some of the world's most powerful spiritual warriors and leaders, because we be fighting, we be fighting. And a lot of times people don't see it. And a lot of times people don't know about it because we just kind of like smile and wave. But like, I'm going to smile and wave, but you're going to see me cry in the process. You're going to see me cry. You're going to see me fight. You're going to see me get angry. You're going to see me get frustrated. You're going to see me go through shifts and changes as I go through things. I will not pretend that this process or any process that I have gone through thus far to get where I'm at spiritually in this, because people want to be mad. People want to be envious, but if you're not envious of me right here right now, in this struggle where I'm at right now, hurting, like soul and heart hurting, if you're not envious of this pain, of the struggle, of the frustration, of the manipulation, of the corruption, of the lies, of the deception, of the gaslighting, of the being pushed and pulled and going here and there and getting all these conflicting informations and misdiagnoses and being treated terribly in the abuse, all the things, if you are not envious of those things, then don't you dare be envious of the brief moments of goodness, of enjoyment, of laughter, of abundance, of happiness, of love that I experience. Don't ever be envious of these moments, not just with me, but with anybody that you see, because you have no idea what kind of battles and hardships that we are going through behind the scenes to get these brief moments of good life that you see, or that you will see, or that you will witness. Make no mistake, the meek shall inherit the earth, and we will. We will rise from this. We will rise from the corruption. We will rise from the abuse. We will rise from the things that have held us down. We will. But when that time comes, y'all better not, you better not have any kind of envy, jealousy, haterade energy towards us. Because if you don't feel jealous of the things that we're going through right now, if you're not jealous of me currently right now, going through this, fighting for my life right now, then don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the weak. It's not for me to be as, and I'm tired of hearing this, it being the case, but for me to be as strong as I am, for me to come to y'all on some real shit like this right now and tell you, look, your girl tired of the shit. It's rough. It's rough out here. I'm going to prevail. And like I said, come June time, I will be on the up and up. I'll be fine. I will be fine. But like, it's hard. It's hard. And you guys will experience similar situations if your desire is to truly become your highest self and to master yourself to the fullest and to master your gifts to the fullest. You will be challenged. You will be tested in similar ways to see, will you falter in your faith? Will you become bitter and angry and turn your back on your purpose, on your mission? Will you tap out? Will you sell out when they have their foot on your neck? Could you go through what I'm going through and have been going through for the last 33 years? Could you go through that amount of pressure? Could you go through not having consistent financial income for you to live freely on top of that, on top of the health stuff, on top of doing things solo, on top of not getting recognition for the work that you're doing, on top of all of these things that would crack anybody for much less? Could you do it? It's this path of becoming your highest self, the path of gaining access to the infinite wisdom, the infinite knowledge, the keys to the universe, if you will. It's going to break you and test you in ways that you did not know were possible. But for those few who will make it, know that you can and you will have everything as long as it is accordance to the laws. You can make anything happen that is in accordance to the universal laws. You can have anything that you want as long as it is in accordance to the universal laws. You can and you will, should you make it. So I know people are going to ask what's next? What's the plan? And honestly, at this point, I don't really have much. I don't really have much to update on other than I'm kind of waiting on seeing a vascular surgeon to have consult and figure out what they're thinking. I do not want to have any open surgeries because, I'm up, the surgery toll is up. We're at what, 15, 16? It's just a lot. It's a lot that I've already gone through, and I'm a very calculated person. So for me, if the risks or potential complications outweigh the potential benefit and the potential relief, even by a hair, I'll pass. I have healed myself of a lot of things thus far. I'm capable of doing a lot, and the universe is capable in helping me with a lot. See what's said from the doctor's end, and I'm sure there'll be some more testing or something that needs to be done, just to confirm and get all the necessary data and information for the vascular surgeon. But as for me, where I stand, it's, let's see what June brings for me. I'm standing strong in my faith that once May ends, I'll be fine. I just in the process of trying to keep myself from losing any more weight, because that kind of just makes the situations worse with the compression, vascular compression syndromes. It makes that worse, and also I'm not trying to lose any more weight, so I'm really committed to these nutritional drinks, these high calorie nutritional drinks, to try and at least prevent any further weight loss. Should June come and I'm not on the up and up, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I don't even want to invite that into the space, I'll be fine come June. But I just wanted to give you guys this kind of where I'm at, what's going on with me, kind of rundown, so that when you saw me in other videos or coming videos in the future, there wouldn't be any kind of like, oh snap, what's going on? Like, you guys, because I'm telling you, and I will always keep you guys in the loop of what is or is not happening with me, period. Like, I'm very transparent about shit. So, anyways, as always, your love and support and understanding and positive energy and likes and shares and comments and donations are always welcome. And I really appreciate you all for being there for me. And like I said, just taking it easy on me if I'm lacking on my responses, or if I'm um, if I miss a podcast day or something, I'm doing the best I can with what I got at this time. Um, while I'm trying to just honor what my body needs currently, and my body needs a lot of rest. My body needs a lot of outdoors times. My body needs a lot of solace and being to myself in my own energy and hermiting, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna breathe through it. We're gonna get through it. And anybody else that's going through the thick of it from March to May, um, hang in there. We got this, fam. Peace, squad.